Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to the original Queen Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Shakur. Okay, so more nefarious news about Diddy, and in this case, it's really sad as far as I'm concerned. So let's talk about it because Diddy had to miss his daughter's graduation. Okay, that was yesterday evening. He had to miss it because of all the legal battles that he's going through, all of the things that have come out, especially that nefarious video of him whipping up on Cassie. All right, and then this is just a week after his daughters, Delilah and Jesse, had their prom, which he also had to miss. So let's get into it because this is all really sad for the children. Diddy will miss daughter's graduation in LA after skipping his twins' prom as he keeps low profile in Miami while several legal issues pile up, including great lawsuits and possible grand jury indictment. Well, that indictment definitely is coming. I told you all I expect him to be arrested next week. Okay, some said in May, but I absolutely told you that I believe it will be the beginning of June. And I now say that I believe it will be next week. So let's talk about it because Diddy missed his daughter's graduation in Los Angeles just a week after skipping the twins' prom because he wants to keep a low profile while several legal issues continue to pile up and him facing this grand jury indictment and multiple accusations, including the one from April Lampros just last week. Now, Diddy wasn't in attendance for his daughter's graduation commencement at Sierra Canyon High School Thursday evening, according to TMZ. And sources for the publication claim that Diddy will not be there and would remain in Miami despite other family members flying out and to be in attendance. Yeah, they absolutely did fly out and Diddy wasn't there. Okay. Now, of course, they said that he didn't inform the family or give them an explanation as to why he would be absent. But like I always tell you, anything understood need not be explained. Okay, I'm sure they knew, just as we all do, why Diddy wasn't there. Because it would absolutely have been a media circus. Can you imagine the paparazzi there taking pictures? People looking at Diddy crazy, looking at the girls crazy because they already know the accusations against him. They've all seen that video of him acting like a whole fool, just beating the brakes off of poor Cassie. So yeah, it was best for him not to show up as far as I'm concerned. But nonetheless, it's really sad for his daughters because who wants to go to their graduation and their father not be able to be present? Who wants to get ready and dressed and go to prom and their father can't be there to support them? And this is all the sins of the father. What parents do absolutely can and will affect their children in negative ways. Okay? Now, the publication reports that his family believes the decision for him not to show up is due to his ongoing legal woes, including a recent video that was leaked of him beating Cassie, okay, who recently broke her silence. Now, this is absolutely the case, and we already know it. And the really sad thing is the fact that Kim Porter's not here. These kids have already lost their mother. Okay, the twins have, Christian and Quincy. They've lost their mom. And so now they have to deal with all this stuff that's going on with the Diddy. The poor twins, they don't have their mother to lean on and all of that. So really heartbreaking and distressing as far as I'm concerned. I can only imagine how they feel. Now, TMZ sources say that some of Chance's half-siblings, in addition to some of the late Kim Porter's family, were expected to be in attendance. And Diddy shares his teenage daughter with Sarah Chapman. Now, this comes just a week after he missed the girls' high school prom. Last week, the twins did not address the drama involving their father and even limited the comments section as they shared their prom photos on Instagram. And then days later, a woman by the name of April Lampros claimed that Diddy assaulted her on numerous occasions decades ago in New York City. The woman said that the assaults took place in New York City during the 1990s and early 2000s. And this is all according to court docs. Okay, Lampros said Diddy attacked her on multiple occasions throughout the years, once involving an incident with his late ex-girlfriend, Kim Porter, back in 1996, and on another occasion during the time frame that he was seeing J-Lo. Okay, Lampros said that one assault from Diddy occurred in late 2000 and early 2001 when he was in a very public relationship with J-Lo, and that subsequent media reports from February of 2001 indicated the one-time couple parted ways due to Diddy's infidelity. So Lampro said that Diddy had, an adolescent cucumber. She talked about that, and I know that had to be embarrassing for him. I mean, please pay attention. I mean, as well as all this other stuff that's been going on with him, surely. But like I said, I have no empathy and sympathy for Diddy. I cannot feel sorry for him in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because as far as I'm concerned, this is nothing but chickens coming home to roost. This is nothing more than karma, and Diddy clearly brought all of this on himself. But because of his actions, I definitely don't think that his children should have to suffer, especially the poor twins. I mean, they've already been through enough. Christian and Quincy are adults, and so they can pretty much fend for themselves to a certain extent. But these young girls, in their formative teenage years, they definitely need their mother. And since she has not been here, I'm sure that they've leaned on Diddy for more guidance and everything. Now, the latest accusation of assault against the musical artist comes days after the embattled hip-hop mogul was sued by a former model who claims that he gave her illegal substances and then assaulted her in 2003. It comes less than a week after Diddy said that he was truly sorry after he put the pause on Cassie in that hotel hallway and that vicious 2016 attack that we all saw and wish that we could unsee. Lampro said in court docs that she was attending the Fashion Institute of Technology, and this is when Diddy volunteered to be her mentor and all of that. So we already know how that all went, but, like I said, very unfortunate that his beautiful daughters and the rest of the children have to go through all of this. Very unfortunate indeed. Now I'm going to go to a video where he purchased new cars for Delilah and Jesse for their sweet 16 birthdays. Happiness that they experienced at that time, they don't have that right now because they're all going through a lot of hardships due to what Diddy has done. Like I said, very sad and heartbreaking for the children. I'm wishing them the best and hoping that they have others in the family that they can lean on for support. I know that Kimora Lee said that she would be there for them, and I'm sure she has been, having been Kim's best friend. And so hopefully they'll have the strength to. So like I said, very unfortunate. These are some beautiful young girls, and they want to be models, and they want to follow their mother's footsteps. And also, you may remember that legal experts also talked about, a couple of months ago, they talked about how all of this stuff going on with Diddy was absolutely going to affect his children negatively. Okay, this is what legal experts said way back in March. So let's just revisit that. How Diddy's children will be impacted by bombshell investigation. Okay, so legal experts have said the raids of Sean Diddy Combs' properties could negatively impact his children. Homeland Security investigations raided the music mogul's properties in Miami and Los Angeles, and what the Associated Press reported was an investigation into sex trafficking. Now, Combs, also known as Puff Daddy, Puffy, and Brother Love of Diddy, has been under investigation for alleged assaults and abuse in recent months, which have prompted inquiries regarding his behavior. The raids have also called attention to his recent legal battles, particularly a case filed by record producer Rodney Little Rod Jones. And that was in February, of course, and then amended on March the 25th. Now, public relations expert Eric Schiffer and attorneys Ian Steinberg and Nicole Brenecki had told Newsweek that the investigation could have lasting impacts on Combs' 7 children. Okay, and we're starting to see the repercussions of his actions right now. We're definitely starting to see how this is affecting them. I mean, just imagine going to your prom or your graduation and your father can't even be there to show his support because of nefarious things that he's been accused of. Now, he's the father to 4 daughters. Chance, age 17, with businesswoman Sarah Chapman. Twins Delilah and Jesse, of course, they're 17 from the relationship with the late Kim Porter. And to Love, his who was born in December of 2022. Love's mother is cybersecurity professional and model Dana Trey. Now, the rapper is also the father of 3 sons. Justin, from his relationship with stylist and fashion designer Misa Hilton, and Christian, 25, whose mother is Combs' late ex-Porter, of course. Now, Combs is also the adoptive father of Quincy, age 32, who was born to Porter and singer Albie Shore. So they say having full-on governmental search warrants at multiple locations can be traumatizing to young people who've never experienced anything close to this. This is what Schiffer said. Okay, basically said that this is just all a lot for children to have to deal with. And for his sons, the 2 that were handcuffed, okay, that had to be traumatizing as well. Not only is this personally devastating to them, but as they're building their own reputation and identity, it's very painful, she says. His comment is about the fact that footage appeared to show 2 men in handcuffs outside Combs' Homely Hills home in Los Angeles. Now, they were later identified as the rapper's sons, Justin and Christian, according to sources. And of course, it was understood that they were not arrested. Now, some people lied and said that they were arrested, but they were never arrested. Okay, there were never any charges filed, but they were simply detained, which is completely different. They were detained outside as agents searched the property. Now, Schiffer also told Newsweek that not only would Justin and Christian be affected by what happened, but so would Combs' other children. Okay, there's also their internal concern for their father, who they love and who they don't want to see get hurt. And so just think about that. Not only are they dealing with the things that people are saying all over the internet, they can't escape it. Not only are they dealing with those things, what maybe some of their classmates and things have said or whatever, but at the end of the day, the fact that their father could be going to prison for a very long time. How do you think that's weighing on them? Okay, and so Schiffer goes on to say that so they're going through a cascade of emotions, all of which affect the way that they view themselves and the way they are viewed in the social media and press fishbowl that they've grown up in. So it's a very hard and painful period in their lives where they feel like their world is imploding. Schiffer explained that when direct relatives such as parents are under federal investigation, there is a stigma that will permeate to others in the family. Absolutely true. It's the sins of the father in this case. Now, he continues to say that they'll experience friends back off and opportunities blow up in their faces. And as I told you months ago, that's exactly what happened to his twins, a beautiful Delilah and Jessie. They're such beautiful young ladies, and they want to follow their mother's footsteps and become models themselves. And like I said, sometimes, you know, these things negatively impact their children's careers and things that they have going forward. They already lost the gig like months ago. So goes on to say that these opportunities can blow up in their faces, and that they thought, and those that they thought were friendly people in their lives will soon disappear. They'll also understand who their real friends are at the same time. They're going to go through a maturity process that, despite having an elevated life and experiencing a lot, this is a whole other level. This is going to be some of the darkest times they've ever experienced. I absolutely believe it is. And it's really sad, too, because they already don't have their mother. If Kim were here to give them the strength and support and to be there to help them get through this, it would be so much easier, I'm sure. But they recently lost their mother just a few years ago, and now they're dealing with the possible loss of their father if he goes to prison, which I'm pretty sure that he is. So this is all very sad. Now, as to their future, depending on how this all plays out and how they conduct themselves through this, it may or may not create longer term implications in their future. There will be some people, if Combs is charged and convicted, that won't want anything to do with anyone in the family, and their tight association to Puff will hurt them in the short to medium term if he is in fact convicted. Now, no matter the outcome, Schiffer says that Combs, his children, need to create their own identity and separate from their father. Okay, can you imagine? And they've been so close to him, especially leaning on him even more so now that their mother is no longer here. Now, Steinberg is a family law attorney and senior associate with Berkman, Bottinger, Newman, and Shine LLP. Now, he told Newsweek that custody battles could come into play, especially when it comes to Combs' daughter, Love, who was only born in 2022. When determining custody, the court is tasked with determining what is in the best interest of the children, he explains, saying that if the allegations are true, a judge would be unlikely to determine that a child being exposed to sex trafficking would be in their best interest. And this would make it challenging for Diddy to seek overnight visits with his young daughter, as doing so may put the child in harm's way. Now, this is not to say that the relationship with the child should be severed entirely, but any parenting time would likely take place under a microscope. Okay, please pay attention because these allegations are so serious, and this is how it could all pan out. Now, New York City-based attorney Nicole Bernecki says that as Diddy's children, they're all of different ages, with some being adults engaged in their own businesses, the investigation could affect them differently. Now, the current events will have different influences on their lives, but they will all certainly be affected to a great extent. Yeah, this is all bad. Now, the allegations against Diddy are so serious that he may be quickly labeled another Jeffrey Epstein. Well, he's already been labeled that. They're already calling him Puffstein, Diddystein, and all of the above, okay? Comparing even some of the women who were working with him, like Christina Coram, Ethiopia Hatamaram, comparing them to Ghislaine Maxwell. So definitely this is already happening. She says, I hope that his children's privacy and dignity will be protected regardless of the outcome of the current storm in the media and the impending criminal case against Diddy. So this is absolutely a lot, okay? It's absolutely a lot, and it's really sad and unfortunate, like I said. But again, Diddy has no one to blame but himself for all of this. And unfortunately, these poor children, they're going to catch a whole lot of hell, okay, in the coming future. Just imagine, like I said, your mother's already gone, and now your father headed to prison. At the end of the day, very unfortunate. So please drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about all of this. Do you have empathy and sympathy for his children? Because Diddy, I can't have any remorse or any empathy, not remorse, but any empathy and sympathy for him because of all of the things that he's been accused of. And we all know that everyone can't be lying, and even less empathy would be afforded to him, I'm sure, after everyone saw that nefarious video of him beating the brakes off of poor Cassie.